The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled. That's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Well, folks, another highly suspect win in the books. But in the game of throws, the one who throws the least throws the best, and I somehow managed to throw the least in that episode. However, that does bring me to my point of growth for this week. I need to slow down when I play my cards. Now I know our episodes do not need, editor, please cut that out a little bit. Now I know our episodes do not need to be any slower than already. But the reason they're slow isn't because we like to think, it's because we like to talk. And when I'm talking, I'm not thinking as much. So I want to make sure that I take the time to think about each card that I play. I've noticed that I have a tendency to shotgun cards without thinking through how they positively advance my game state, as well as the game state I'm working in and the interactions that they're going to have. See my miscounting of Secret Barrel and my failure to use Forceful Sentry and Horn of the or Dust Tornado into Horn of the Unicorn in the proper order in order to win me the game in the Collector's Tin episode. So I'm just going to make sure that I understand what my cards need to do and what the game state is before I play each card and really just make sure my head's in the game. Before I get into the pack opening though, you'll notice a new thing behind me on the wall. I don't have the time to make new doodles every week, but I do have the time to add to an existing one. So I now have a scoreboard, and as time goes on, I'm going to add doodles to that scoreboard to immortalize important moments in the series. So hit me up at my Twitter to let me know what you want to see on this board, and it is going to grow as our series grows, and I am excited to see where that goes. And as you can see, I'm only 2 wins behind, so let's put another win on the board and get to opening Dark Crisis, a pack with some really interesting things going on where equip spells reign supreme, but there are a lot of good outs to them. Let's get into it.
Last episode did not exactly go as we had planned. I think I might be the only individual in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Who has had 3 wave motion cannons activated and still somehow lost the game. Don't know how that happened. I actually do know how that happened. It was just through the most miserable series of events possible, but we are moving on to Dark Crisis. A lot to talk about, so we got 24 packs to crack. Let's go ahead and flip up the first one, see what we get. Okay, some interesting cards here. Skill Drain actually could come up. It depends if we pull multiple of this, and depending on some of the other pulls as well, but being able to stop all effects could matter. Little Wingard's kind of cool. It's a 1400, 1800 that can switch its battle position, so that's pretty nice. We also have 1000 Needles. If a monster that has a lower attack than 1000 Needles defense, which is at 1800, it actually just destroys the attacking monster. So attacking into set monsters may be a little bit scary in this episode. DD Trainer is like a 2000 defender, and Contract with the Dark Master. If we pull a Dark Master Zork, maybe we'll get some ritual summoning shenanigans on. Oh my god, just like how I wrote it up, there is Dark Master Zork. This card is surprisingly playable. 2700 attack is nothing to scoff at in this format, and once per turn I can roll a 6-sided die, destroy all monsters my opponent controls if I roll a 1 or 2, destroy 1 monster if it's a 3, 4, or 5. Unfortunately, if I roll a 6, I destroy all of my monsters, but 5 out of 6 chance is pretty good. Knowing my luck, I'll roll a 6 immediately and I probably just lose the game, but because we pulled this, I might actually try to go for a Zork plan, no joke. Aside from Zork though, there are a few other notable cards. Final Countdown is here, and you know, sometimes the sealed showdown games can go excruciatingly long, so maybe this is a win condition, I'm not sure. Also, Kelbeck is in here. Kelbeck's pretty neat. A monster that attacks this card returns to hand. Damage calc is applied normally. So if we have it in defense, it actually just bounces anything back to hand, which is nice. And even if something attacks over it, that monster will still get bounced. There is a fairy strategy in this set, but obviously we would need to get the right cards for it. But I am looking for some of these cards. We also do have Sakuretsu armor. Very happy to see this. This is a common. It's not guaranteed, but 1 down, 2 to go. We got 22 packs. I'm pretty hopeful. Okay, second Sakuretsu armor. That's really nice. Battle Footballer is just a 2100 defense vanilla, but there are ways to deal with some of these. Gyakujide Panda. We did actually get one of these in the previous pack. This gains 500 attack for each monster our opponent controls. So if they have 3 monsters, it actually gets up to 2300 attack and hit over those 2k defenders, so that's pretty nice. Fairy of the Spring is interesting. I can just return an equip spell to my hand from the graveyard, but we can't use it in the same turn. There are a few equip spells that are worth recycling in this set, and so this could actually maybe worth playing. We also got Pandemonium, which is the field spell for the Archfiend archetype, one of the first archetypes actually in Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not really sure if it's good, but we would need to get a lot of the other cards if we wanted to make that happen. Holy shit, this is a sick pull. Guardian Grarl is actually just insane. It cannot be summoned unless you control a face-up Gravity Axe. If this is the only card in your hand, you can special summon it. So we still need Gravity Axe, but Gravity Axe is a common, and the thing is, this is a 2500 attack 1 tribute monster, and if it's the only card in our hand, we can just play it for absolutely free. As long as we get Gravity Axes, I think Grarl is playable. I also don't want to downplay these 2 cards. Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu is a flip effect. Add an equip spell from deck to hand. If we can get some of the better equip spells, this is worth playing because the equip spells sometimes make a difference with these 2000 defenders. And Mephis the Infernal General, for those of you who know Air Knight Parshath, this is actually the opposite. So it's 1800 attack instead, and if it attacks, it has piercing, but instead of drawing a card, your opponent discards a card. Not too bad. It can't get over 2k defenders, but if we have equip spells, this card can be very devastating. Well, there we go. A second copy of Mephis. I don't know if we would play more than one of this if we did play it. Gaga Gigo is an 1850 vanilla, so that's pretty cool. Agido is another part of the fairy strategy. That's our third Sakuretsu armor. And final attack orders. This is what I'm scared of when it comes to the 2k defenders, because all face-up monsters on the field are changed to attack position, and their battle positions cannot change. Playing some 2k defenders in this format could actually be very scary, and just having a playset of this would be very nice to have. Well, that completes our playset of Gaga Gigos, I guess. There's a Shooting Star Bow Seal. I really wish this was a Gravity Axe. We still need that. We're a quarter of the way through. Hopefully we'll get lucky. Oh, wow. There's a very big hit. Great Maju Garzette. Talk about a playground staple. The attack of this card becomes twice the original attack of one monster that you tributed for this tribute summon. So if we tribute like a Gaga Gigo at 1850, Great Maju Garzette is 3700 attack, which is just nasty. And I also want to highlight Cestus of Dagla because this does go for the fairy strategy. It's just an equip spell that gains 500 attack, and you actually gain life points equal to damage inflicted, which is nice. And it just gives us more equip spells to work with if we can go down the fairy strategy. There's a second copy of Skill Drain. I can't believe we actually might be able to play like Skill Drain Final Attack Order Beatdown at this rate. I'm not sure if it's worth playing Skill Drain. It really depends on some of the other effects of monsters in this set. We'll see.
All right, first pack of Dark Crisis. What are we going to get? Starting off the bat, an Archfiend Soldier. That card is going to be really, really good. Kelbeck is also an interesting defender with an alright effect. Dragged Down into the Grave is one of the most infamous cards in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't know if we're going to play it, but I like the idea of it. And Cestus of Dagla is an equip spell payoff to the fairy strat that exists in this set. So pretty good first pack overall. Pack number 2, Tsukiyomi. What a good card. This card is a great out to equip spell strategies because if a monster is face down, any equip spells equipped to it are going to be turned off and sent to the graveyard. And then there is Sakuretsu armor. This card is in the common slot. I am very much hoping to get 3 and is an incredibly powerful card even in constructed Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time. Equip spells reign supreme. Remember that. And Sakuretsu armor can make an equip spell a minus, which is awesome. I'm very excited to see this card. I hope they keep coming. Final attack orders is also funny before I move on. There's also Ojama Trio in this set. If you can get Ojama Trio and final attack orders going at the same time, you can basically end a game immediately. Something that's surprisingly easy to do, as you'll see in this set. There's Shadow Knight Archfiend, the first of my Archfiend cards. This card's got 2000 attack, and the Archfiend strat is actually pretty good. They've got decent stat lines, and they can stop themselves from being targeted by card effects, and and they have an equipped spell card that is effectively Snatch Steal at 3 in the common slot. Just an incredibly good strat. Also, Blindly Loyal Goblin has 1800 attack, pretty good. Frozen Soul is like bad Thunder of Ruler, which is like bad Threatening Roar. And here we start to see the Guardian cards with Shooting Star, Bow, Seal. This is why equipped spells are so important to this format, is because the Guardian equipped spells, many of them are very, very good. Final attack orders, again, non-spellcasting area is hilarious because it actually only stops your own spells from being good. Also, Archfiend's Roar, what's this card? Pay 500 life points and target one Archfiend monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target and it cannot be destroyed, or it cannot be tributed, destroyed during the end phase of the turn. Okay, this is another card that's going to be really good in the Archfiend strat for just ending games. That's already the strength of the Archfiend strat. This card's going to make it even better. Interesting pulls so far. Let's see what we have in pack number 4. A Shadow Knight Archfiend again. Glad to see it. And another Sakuretsu armor, and there's Falling Down. This card is, I'm not kidding, it's Snatch Steal when you've got an Archfiend on the field. Really, really powerful card. It does put you on a 10-turn clock, but really if you're going to be activating this card, it's mostly just to end the game. Another Sakuretsu armor, a Drag Down into the Grave, just a generally great pack. Battle Scarred is an interesting card for the Archfiend strat because it burns your opponent for all of the Archfiend burn that you take. Really good stuff. Pack number 5, let's flip that up. Let's see, another Shadow Knight Archfiend. Little Wingguard is kind of cute. It's an 1800 defender that can switch itself to defense after it attacks. That's pretty good. Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu is going to be really good. It brings equipped spells back from the graveyard. So if you have some just like really solid equipped spells showing up and you don't want to put a lot of them into your deck, you can just use this card to recur them. That's going to be cool. Also, Acrobat Monkey. Shout out to Tristan in the anime. All right, pack number 6. Oh, Legendary Flame Emperor Lord Flame. This guy, this dude, Legendary Flame Lord is actually a pretty solid ritual monster. Level 7 with 2400 attack. He gains spell counters when spell cards are activated. There are going to be a lot of those, and you can destroy all other monsters on the field if he's got three spell counters on him. Very, very good card. Glad to be picking one of those up. And then Blast held by a tribute. Really interesting. I'm trying to think if there are any good tribute summons in this episode. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'm really going to keep that in the back of my mind. Shinato's Arc is also in here. I told Alex if I get Shinato, I'm playing Shinato, so I'm really, really hoping to get that. Dustferal Imp, 1800 defender right there. Another Little Wingguard, another Incandescent Ordeal. That's the equipped spell that you use for Legendary Flame Lord. And Battle Footballer is a first in this series. It is a 2100 defender, so I'm very excited to see that. And its attack stat is pretty good for a 2000 defender. Another Battle Footballer. There's a Wicked Breaking Flamberge, which is a pretty decent one. It gives your monster 500 attack and I believe piercing. No, it negates the effects of monsters destroyed by battle. I don't think that's going to be relevant because I don't think we have any graveyard effects or flip effects in this, but it gives 500 attack. Arsenal Robber is actually kind of cute. If I remember it correctly, no, it's actually terrible. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Oh, Cyber Raider is actually exactly what I'm thinking of. Cyber Raider is cute because it's kind of like the Union Rider of this set. If your opponent has an equipped spell when you summon him, you can change the equipped spell over to Cyber Raider. And if it's something like Gravity Axe Grarl or a Wicked Breaking Flamberge, then he's going to have more attack than pretty much all of our normal summons. And another Battle Footballer. Ah, yeah. Vampire Lord. Oh my goodness. I cannot emphasize enough how ridiculously good this card is in this set. Vampire Lord is immune to being destroyed by card effect, kind of. If he's destroyed by card effect, he comes back next turn. That gets around Sakuretsu armor, and it gets around one of the cards that really punishes the equipped spell strat. This card is spectacular to have. Also Geometrio, also Gravity Axe Garl. Really incredible pack. Wow, this is really, really good. I am glad to see that card, and Alex is going to be real pissed when he sees it. Despair from the Dark is kind of cool. It is a 2800 beater with 3000 defense. That's pretty much what we're going to be using it for. If your opponent discards it from your hand by card effect, then it summons itself, but I don't think that's a strat that we're going to be seeing much in this episode. I'll probably put it in my side deck in case Alex decides that Drag Down into the Grave is going to be worth his while, but generally pretty okay pack.
Wow, and what another ultra rare to pull. Reflect Bounder. This card is very strong, very annoying effect. It has a sort of magic cylinder-like effect built into it, even though it does get destroyed after it uses it. 1700 attack, nothing to scoff at. This card is a pain, and I think in Sealed Showdown specifically, this is going to be a menace. Well, there's Butterfly Dagger Elma. Still no Gravity Axe, by the way. Gravity Axe is a common, and I've not seen it 10 packs in. That's kind of frustrating. I don't think Elma's good enough to play. It's like fine. I don't think it's not that great. Really, Eternal Rest is just a way to kill all monsters equipped with equip spells. This may go in the side deck depending on if Robert's on equip spells as well. Different Dimension Gate is interesting. This is technically removal, but you have to target monsters on both players' fields, so it is technically a -1 for us. I don't know if there's a way to out this card though, so this could be a way to actually kill something permanently, like a Sakuretsu armor, even if it does come at a minus. I guess if we have like a 2k defender or something, it's better than nothing. There we go. What Dark Crisis is known for. Tsukiyomi is finally here. This card is so strong. Being able to flip monsters that have big attacks face down so we can hit over them, Tsukiyomi is 100% going into the main deck. Great pickup. Ooh, that's interesting. So there's a Terror King Archfiend. This is actually a 2000 attack level 4. Can't be normal or flip summon unless you have an Archfiend card on your side of the field. However, I think we can skill drain with this and might be able to bypass that. This has another effect that isn't super relevant, but if we did go the skill drain sort of beatdown route, this would be a nice card to include. Also, a couple of other cards here. Cyber Raider can either pop an equip spell or it can take that equip spell and equip it to Cyber Raider specifically. This could be a way to win some combat actually, so we may put this in either the main or side deck. And then Sasuke Samurai number 2. Can't believe I'm going to say it. This is one of the few ways we actually can play around stuff like Sakuretsu armor. It's bad. It's awful. I don't know if we're going to play it, but I haven't fully ruled it out yet. Okay, thank fucking God. That's our first copy of Gravity Axe. I was starting to get nervous. 14 packs in, first Gravity Axe. That is like not fantastic. A few of the Archfiends though. There's Inferno Queen, there's Shadow Knight. Maybe we do have to look at Archfiends. There may be something here. Wow, that's our third copy of Skill Drain. I think we can legit play Skill Drain Final Attack Order beats. I think that's definitely the move, the way these pulls are going. Also, Blast held by a Tribute. This is a cool looking ultra rare. I've always loved the art of this card, especially from the anime. But you know, there are some tribute summons in this set. I don't know if it's worth playing this. Like, there is Garzette, there is a couple of others. Maybe we side deck this. This card could be good. Okay, there we go. Second Gravity Axe, 19 packs in. That should suffice. I would like to see more copies of this, but overall, I can't really complain too much. Second Different Dimension Gate. I don't know if we would even play multiple of this, but it's a removal card at the very least. Just want to point out that's our third copy of Mephis the Infernal General. I don't know what the odds on that are, but that's fantastic. And following it up, a third copy of Different Dimension Gate. There's the third Gravity Axe, though. So we actually have all the Gravity Axes covered. I need to check the fairy pulls. Kelbeck is another fairy, of course, but I think we got 3 copies of the Cestus, so I need to see what other fairies we have to work with. We might have something here. We might have something.
Another Different Dimension Gate. There's my third Sakuretsu armor. Love to see it. And a third Battle Footballer. Pretty good. Yeah, this set has been treating me pretty well so far. All right, next pack. There it is. Oh my God, there's another. I forgot about that. So Final Countdown is in this set. Yeah. Am I gonna play this? These episodes do go long. If I can put Alex on a basically 10-turn clock, it's not bad, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. I got a third Different Dimension Gate and Really Eternal Rest. Really Eternal Rest is a really phenomenal card into the equip spell strat because it's a quick play Eternal Rest. That's pretty much all you need to know. Deathstroke Archfiend is also an Archfiend with a fair amount of defense, if I remember correctly, and really good if you get a Terror King Archfiend. So this card is going to be good for sticking Falling Down. Okie dokie, this set is getting spicy. What do we have next? A Ninken Dog. This is something that we haven't seen any of yet. It is an 1800 beater. That's a vanilla. It will be it's an 1800 beater. That's pretty much all I got for it. I was about to try and say some things about it, but there's really not that much to say. Next pack, another Tsukiyomi. Not bad. That's my first Pandemonium, I think. If I'm going for Archfiends, I'm going to want to see a couple more Pandemonium just because those life point costs start to hurt. Another legendary Flame Lord and a cost down. This set really wants me to play around tribute summon monsters that just are not going to see play. But legendary Flame Lord is really good. I now have 2 of him. He's just a generally solid card, and I'm excited to see that. What an opening so far. We've got a lot of final attack orders, but there's another Pandemonium, Gyakugire Panda. This is the first time that we've seen this card come up. This card is basically a comeback mechanic in this set. It's got 800 attack, but it gains 500 attack for every monster your opponent has on the field, which if Alex gets a lot of cards on the field, like if he gets to 3, this card becomes 2300, so it's very easy to beat over a lot of things. Even if he only has 2, it's 1800, which is pretty solid. Oh, that's Terror King Archfiend. This is a card I've been looking for. Terror King Archfiend is incredibly strong. It's got 2 grand attack, and it negates cards that target it, which is really solid, and it negates the effects of monsters destroyed by it by battle. It is a level 4 2000 attack point monster with basically no downside. Incredible card, especially since I'm starting to get those Pandemoniums. This card might actually make the Archfiend strat tier 0. Wow, this opening has been good. We're coming down to our last 4 packs. I've been seeing some really good things. I want to see 2 more Really Eternal Rest and 2 more Pandemonium, and then maybe a couple more Archfiend cards. Not really sure. Let's see what we can get though. Another Desferal Imp, a Blindly Loyal Goblin. There's a Really Eternal Rest. Good to see. Maybe a couple more Archfiend soldiers would be great too. Guardian Elma, it would be great if that were a Butterfly Dagger Elma, but you know. Pandemonium, there's my 3rd one, and a second Gyakugire Panda. I am hoping that I get at least 1 more Archfiend soldier. There's Gagagigo. I've forgotten about this card because I haven't seen it yet. It's 1850, which is 50 more than most of the things we're going to see in this set. My Archfiend lineup is looking great. The Dark Scorpion cards are useless because we don't have Cliff the Trap Remover in this set. Outstanding Dogmarin is like out to mill, which I don't think is a thing. Last 2 packs, what can we get? Another Tsukiyomi. I now have 3, which is really cool. Staunch Defender is an interesting card because it basically lets you choose the target of your opponent's attacks, and then a 3rd Incandescent Oriole. Legendary Flame Lord is absolutely live with this card. Last pack. What are we gonna see? It looks like another Desaruk Archfiend, non-spellcasting area, and that's about it. I am not going to complain at all about this opening. I think my Archfiend lineup is solid. I've got 3 Tsukiyomi, I've got 3 Sakuretsu armor, and I know I have at least 2 Really Eternal Rest, which means my control strat is off the hook. So I am pretty solid on what we've got here. Let's see what I can come up with.
So guys, only a few packs left. Let's go ahead and see what we get in the last few here. First pack, nothing too great. I think we're already set on final attack order, so everything else in here is kind of a dud. Maybe Desrook if we go Archfiends, but I think that's a bit optimistic. Next one, again, nothing too crazy. I think that might be one of our first spell reproductions, but I don't even know if there's any spells good enough to be playing, honestly, for that. But let's open the last pack. Let's see if we can get lucky here. And nothing. I think that might be our first or second Dark Bishop Archfiend. Zolga's actually good for the fairy strat, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Overall, I mean, I'd say we got a pretty above average set of pulls. We got some very, very good cards, and so I can't wait to start building. Let's get into it.
Folks, I'm really excited about this deck. To give you a little bit of background about me, I've basically been collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards since the beginning of the game. But because I lived in a small town, I didn't really get many opportunities to buy packs. We just didn't have a store anywhere near us that sold them. It was only about a year into the game when my dad started traveling for work and sometimes taking me with him on weekends that I got to be around stores and start buying packs for myself with my allowance. And that was a really fun time for me. I got to spend a lot of time with my dad out and about in the world, and I got to buy Yu-Gi-Oh packs for the first time, and Dark Crisis was the set that was coming out when that started happening. And so there are so many cards in the set that are just like instant nostalgia for me. I mean, I had 3 Shadow Knight Archfiend and I thought it was the sickest thing in the world. I pulled an Archfiend soldier out of a pack that my grandma was really mad at me for buying because supposedly that wasn't what I was supposed to use my allowance for. Vampire Lord. I watched this card from afar. It was the #1 pick on the Beckett Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10s for so long, and I really wish that I had one of it. Legendary Flame Lord was one of the best cards in my Playground Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck, and Raphael was my favorite character in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, and so the Guardian cards were really sick. There's so much nostalgia for me in this set, but that's not what you're here for. I appreciate your humoring me, but that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is the same thing I brought back Mr. Summon Skull for, is just to see the Archfiend cards at work. Honestly, folks, this might be my most exciting deck yet. The Archfiends are so cool in this format. They have really amazing interactions, so we'll just go over those. We've got 1 Terror King Archfiend, 3 Shadow Knight Archfiend, 2 Deseric Archfiend, 1 Archfiend Soldier, 3 Pandemonium, 2 Falling Down, and 2 Archfiend's Roar. Terror King Archfiend cannot be summoned if you don't have another Archfiend monster, which creates really interesting synergy with things like Archfiend's Roar, where you can bring back your Shadow Knight Archfiend to normal summon your Terror King Archfiend, which gets really crazy under Pandemonium, because Pandemonium, if one of your Archfiend monsters is destroyed by card effect, allows you to search your deck for an Archfiend monster with a lower level than that card, which means that if you activate Archfiend's Roar to bring back a Shadow Knight Archfiend, then summon your Terror King Archfiend, Pandemonium, during the end phase when your Shadow Knight Archfiend is destroyed, will search out a Deseric Archfiend, and Deseric Archfiend has a real effect. Deseric Archfiend, if you discard it from your hand when a Terror King Archfiend is destroyed, resurrects your Terror King Archfiend, which means that if you use that combo, you basically get your Terror King Archfiend with a free piece of protection, which is awesome. I absolutely love that. So with Pandemonium, you have the real ability to eat up things like Sakuretsu Armor and really Eternal Rest, which I absolutely love, but the synergy doesn't even stop there, because Deseric Archfiend, if you search it off of Pandemonium, is great because combining that with Falling Down to steal one of Alex's level 4 monsters gives you all the material you need for Legendary Flame Lord and does not commit field presence beyond that, which is awesome. Falling Down is Snatch Steal, which is sick, and has really sick synergy with Tsukiyomi. So like there's just so many cool points of interaction in this deck that I am just really hyped for, and I hope that we get to show this off. The rest of this, we've got Beat Stick City here. Blindly Loyal Goblin is an 1800 beater that's immune to Falling Down. Pretty sick. Vampire Lord is Vampire Lord. This card, if I can summon it, is going to eat up so much removal. This card is so good. Legendary Flame Lord is also really ballin'. It's Dark Hole if it sees 3 spell cards, but it doesn't destroy itself, so you don't need to attack into a Sakuretsu Armor to get value off this card. Really sick. 3 Battle Footballer. The only thing that beats an Archfiend is another Archfiend or a Battle Footballer or an equip card. Battle Footballer just gives me free protection from big monsters. Tsukiyomi is Tsukiyomi. Looking at our spell cards, we haven't already gone over. We have 3 Gravity Axe. It gives you 500 attack. That's going to be necessary to get over things like Battle Footballer and other Archfiends. Different Dimension Gate is a really solid piece of removal. I'm only running 2 in the main deck because it's not very good if you're behind on field presence. We've got 3 Sakuretsu Armor because it's Sakuretsu Armor. What a house of a card. 2 really Eternal Rest. This card is an utter blowout in this set because of how important equip spells are. And then 1 Final Attack Orders. If I had a 3rd really Eternal Rest, I'd run that instead, but Final Attack Orders gives me the benefit of being able to attack over 2,000 defenders without committing a Gravity Axe, which is pretty sick. In the side deck, I have anti-stall stuff in the form of 2 more Final Attack Orders, 3 Ojama Trio, and 2 Gyakugire Panda. If Alex is going for a lot of defense, these cards are going to punish him hard. 2 Cyber Raider in case Alex is on more equip spells than I expect him to be. And then speaking of equip spells, non-spellcasting area is hilarious. If Alex is running a lot of vanilla beat sticks, this card stops them from getting pumped up by equip spells, which is kind of sick. And then Outstanding Dogmaron, so I don't get decked out, and 2 Blast Held by a Tribute. There are some pretty good tribute summonable monsters in this set that are hard to get over. Thank you for humoring me. I'm so excited to play this deck. Looks like so much fun, and their interactions are so cool. I am really looking forward to these duels.
You know, this just looks like a deck that came from Dark Crisis. I didn't think we'd be legitimately playing Skill Drain Beatdown this episode, but I guess that's the way the cards were dealt. This is the deck we are bringing to today's duel. So kicking things off, 2 copies of Blindly Loyal Goblin, just an 1800 beater. It does have an ability, but for the most part, it's never going to matter. 2 Death's Feral Imp. When it's flipped, you can target a card engraved, shuffle it into the deck. I don't really care about that, honestly. I just want another body, and this was like the next best body I had access to. It also is okay under Final Attack Order. 1600, 1800's fine. 1 Fear from the Dark, same thing, just a 1700 body for all intents and purposes. Guardian Grarl, I think, is actually pretty sick. Now, I do need to have Gravity Axe up to even summon this thing, but if it's the only other card in my hand and I can just drop this, that's fantastic. I mean, 2500 is huge in this format, so really happy to see this. 2 Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu. This is going to hopefully get us to Grarl a lot quicker, so that way we can win some combat in the early stages. Reflect Bounders, yet another fantastic classic ultra rare that we picked up. Under skill drain, yeah, no, may not be the best card, but honestly, if we don't have skill drain, this card's going to be great. 3 Shadow Knight Archfiend. I think this is maybe the meta breaker in the set. It's kind of hard to tell. This card's weird. So you have a maintenance cost of 900 life points during each standby phase, and you can't, it's not optional. So skill drain doesn't negate it because it is a maintenance cost. And then when it's targeted by a card effect by your opponent, you roll a 6-sided die, and if it's a 3, you actually negate and destroy the card. So this is one of the few cards that can actually negate a Sakuretsu armor, because Sakuretsu armor does in fact target, but the other downside is this card only does half battle damage, but under skill drain, that part is actually negated. I don't know about this card. I feel like it could go very south very quickly, but if we're trying to get super aggressive, and if we have like final attack order, skill drain, Shadow Knight, I think we might be in a position to win. 1 Tsukiyomi, we did only pull 1 of it, and under skill drain, this card is worthless. However, this is good in the early stages where if we don't have skill drain, we can actually win some combat pretty easily as long as we have another monster that can take care of whatever we set face down. 1 Zolga, it's a 1700. If we do tribute this for Grarl, I guess we can gain 2000 life points. That may come up. 3 Gaga Gigo, this is just the best vanilla we have that isn't, Shadow Knight with all the downsides. And then 1 Ninken Dog wrapping up our main monster lineup. 1 copy of Dark Master Zork as well. Holy shit. With skill drain, this card may not even get to use its effect, but if we don't have skill drain, I'm 100% going to try for it. This card is actually kind of crazy and sealed, so we'll just have to see. For the spells, Elma gives 300 attack. It's probably the weakest of all the equips, but honestly, the equips can make such a difference, and 300 attack is just barely enough to win combat sometimes, so I figured we would play it. 2 Contract with the Dark Master to summon Zork. 2 Different Dimension Gate. So I was thinking if I flip up Iron Blacksmith Kotetsu, like if it survives a turn, it's just sitting there. This card's not going to do anything, but this is a cool interaction for Different Dimension Gate because I can actually get some value out of this card. I get my plus off of Kotetsu, then I can actually target 2 monsters and banish them, one of them being Kotetsu, which wouldn't be doing anything anyway. Then I can normal summon a monster and equip it with Gravity Axe and hit in for like 2300. That seems pretty damn good, so I figured that's a reason to main deck this card. 3 Gravity Axe just gives 500 attack. It is very strong. And 1 copy of Wicked Breaking Flameburge Bow. This is like a worse Gravity Axe, but honestly, it's another equip that gives 500 attack, so I figure it's actually pretty decent. And then for the traps, 1 Blast held by a tribute. If Robert is foolish enough to tribute while I have this card set, I probably just win the game immediately. We'll have to see. I think it's a bit high rolly, but if I see that he's on like a Great Maju Garzette or something, I think it might be worth it. But with skill drain, he may decide to side those out. We'll see. 3 final attack orders. This is basically what we're hoping is going to get us there. That's why I'm not playing any cards with high defense, because if I do and I have final attack orders up, this card's going to bite me in the ass. And so I figure I'm trying to just be as aggressive as possible. And so that way, by just discounting all the 2k defenders, I can just have more monsters with larger stats. 2 really Eternal Rest. Let's be honest, I think it's a very high likelihood that Robert's going to be on copies of Gravity Axe at the very least. So with this card, at the very least, even if it's a 1-for-1, I think that's fine. I think just having a way to slow him down might be good enough. 3 Sakuretsu Armor, probably the best card in our deck. I'm happy we pulled him. And 3 copies of Skill Drain. This may seem weird because I don't exactly think there's a lot of cards I care about stopping their effects, but if we have a big threat, preventing it from getting flipped by Tsukiyomi to lose the equip spell, preventing Robert from getting his equip spells off of his Iron Blacksmith Kotetsus, there's just like weird shit that Skill Drain stops, and I think if we are in the position that we're winning, Skill Drain might just lock it up from that position. For the side deck, 2 Arsenal Summoner. This is just a 1600 attack and defense. It can actually search Guardian Grarl, which is kind of cool, but I'm not like relying on it. It's just another body in all honesty. 2 Cyber Raider. This is a very fantastic card for dealing with the equip spells. It has negative synergy with Skill Drain, but this is also another reason I wanted to play Skill Drain, because it can stop Robert's Cyber Raiders from stealing my equip spells. That's pretty important. 2 Despair from the Dark. If Robert does get Mephist, I figure this is like a counter to that. It's kind of high rolly, but whatever. 2 Kelbeck. If I do want to play a little bit more defensively, I like Kelbeck the best because it actually has an effect that was really annoying to deal with, actually. And if final attack orders is relevant, it's like the highest like attack defense monster that exists. We also have 1 Sasuke Samurai number 2. Probably never going to side this in, but there could be a universe where I need to go for game, use this effect so Robert can't use Sakuretsu armor, and that may matter. I'm not sure. We'll see. We have 1 Terror King Archfiend. I really want to play this card, but honestly, this card sucks. We can only normal summon it if we control another Archfiend, and that's what really just makes this card unplayable, because the chances of that happening are not exactly the greatest, so it's in the side deck in case we need another beater. A 3rd Different Dimension Gate in case this plan with the Kotetsus and the gate is good the first time around. 2 Fairy of the Spring to recover my Gravity Axes so my monsters always have an edge, and then 2 Archfiend's Roar. I guess this can bring back Shadow Knight Archfiend for a turn to maybe go for game, or maybe to wall up so I don't die. I don't really know. I needed to find something to fill the space. So, guys, I'm excited to see what Robert brought to the table. A very interesting set for sure, but ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Robert, here we find ourselves once again. Gotta say, bit of a weird set. I think this is definitely going to be a faster episode for sure. To me, that's at least how it seems the cards lend themselves. I think we usually get a pretty good just guess on that based off of our polls. How are you feeling?
Yeah, definitely faster for better or for worse. I am feeling interestingly. There's a strategy I really wanted to play this episode, and so I may not have deck built optimally.
Okay, that makes me a little bit nervous and for what you could be up to, because a few things come to mind when you say that, but we'll just have to see. I got a interesting set of pulls that allowed me to play an archetype I actually didn't think, well, I don't want to say it's like too crazy, but it's something that's like borderline like meta in a way, like meta like for the time that these cards were out. So it's we'll see. I don't want to spoil too much. It'll make sense. It's not like it's too far removed. Oh, congratulations on winning the rock paper scissors.
Thank you very much.
It's not like too far removed, but it's fascinating for sure. Good luck, buddy. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you too. I'm gonna choose to go first.
All right. It seems to be the move. Let's see what you got. 40 card main. Okay, nothing crazy there.
Nothing crazy there. I'm going to draw for turn. Ooh, okay. Starting off with some of the less exciting things from my deck, I am going to do a V set and pass.
Okay, a couple back row.
It's your go.
As we know, Sakuretsu armor does exist in this set, which is very scary.
It does exist in this set.
Yeah, we'll go to main one. I don't think there's anything you'd really want to fire standby phase. Okay, now there are some scary cards in the face down defense position department in this set. 1,000 Needles comes to mind, which is just a built-in destruction punch on its 1800 defense. I mean, that's not bad. It's pretty good. So a little bit scared to possibly run into that. Also, Sakuretsu armor, so I'm afraid to attack anyway.
That is also there.
Right,
yes.
just despite the fact that you have a set monster anyway. I am just going to match you. I'm only going to set one, though, and I'll pass it over.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn, and in my main phase one, let's see if it's really, really worth my pushing the envelope here. There are a lot of beefy defenders at the common slot, which means we're going to be facing down a lot of those. Ooh, I hate to do this to the fans, but it might be time for some set pass Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wow, just passing, not even doing anything?
Nope.
Okay, well, we'll go to main one then. I don't know, like, what could you set that could be problematic is the question. Could just be a 2K defender in all honesty. I'm going to, I think, make the first move here aggressively.
Okey-doke.
I'm going to bring out a blindly loyal goblin.
Blindly loyal goblin. Okay.
We'll hit in. We'll see if we can connect.
It is Battle Footballer.
Battle Footballer, yep. All right, so I'll take 3. At least I know that's what it is now. I'll just pass. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay. I'm going to draw for turn. Interesting. Okay.
Battle Footballer is such a playground staple, by the way.
It's such a playground it's got 1,000 attack and 2,100
defense, not 2,000. Yep.
Real beefy boy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. It's really tough to determine whether pushing the envelope really is the best move in this set. Problem with my strat is literally everything I do is risky. I am going to set a back row and I'm going to end my turn. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, viewers.
Interesting. And I just want to keep going. I also want to not go too crazy. I'm just going to set and pass as well. Go ahead.
Fair enough. I'm going to draw.
I can't get over Battle Footballer's big ass football and booty.
He's got one of those, doesn't he? I've got it.
I've got to pass.
I promise, folks, this was not the plan. I promised I planned to be proactive here.
Yeah, you can, say whatever you want. I'll just pass too. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Oh, now there's something interesting.
I don't like to hear that.
Is that there is a worthwhile payoff to that card.
But are we going to see it?
I don't have it immediately available to me.
Unfortunate. You're just going to pass. I don't know why you're thinking so hard about this.
That's what you would like to think, Alex.
Well, it's not like I'm doing anything.
That's true. That's really the major advantage here of just passing is that you so far have not done much more than I have. Nope. I'm going to pass. I'm really just digging right now.
Yeah, I knew it. I'll draw. I'm going to set one. I'll pass.
Okie dokie. Makes sense. Give me that sick Gyakugire Panda.
If you got it.
I now have a lot of cards in my hand.
Yeah, you're going to have to discard here, buddy.
God, this strat is going to be so online if I just draw like 1 of 5 cards.
In 29, anyone's game.
Anyone's game. Okay, I am going to set a back row. I got to pass.
Okay, that's not a trap. I'm just going to go on a limb and just assume that's the case. Come on. I just, fucking battle footballer.
Battle footballer's
Go.
real good, buddy. All right, draw for turn. Okay, that makes me feel so much better.
Did you get 1 in
about
your
this.
5 finally?
I did, Alex. I'm going to start off by normal summoning a Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Yep, this is one of the standout cards in the set for sure. 2,000 attack, normal summon, not bad.
2,000 attack, and behind it, I am going to activate Pandemonium.
Wow, you're on the Pandemonium. Interesting.
I am
I can see
on the
why.
Pandemonium.
I mean, not having to pay for the maintenance cost is pretty important. So, okay, sounds good.
And I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm going to get to swinging into your Blindly Loyal Goblin.
Sure. So I'll take 200 here.
Yep, and it is your go.
Okay, not super stoked to see that. I'll draw. This is unbelievable. My God. All right, I will bring out a Shadow Knight Archfiend of my own.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're not the only one who knew that this card was good. I will go to battle. I'm going to have to start swinging at some point.
I will... I'm going to let that go through.
Okay, so...
Anything in the damage set.
Nope, so our Shadow Knights crash.
There they go.
Okay, then I will just... I don't know. Oh my God. I'll just pass. Go.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, that's an interesting card. It's not a proactive card, but it is an interesting card. My deck just, like, really does not want me to actually do anything
Hey,
here.
same, buddy. Feel the same way here.
I am... I'm going to end my turn, Alex.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
perfect. Fantastic. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on. This is unbelievable.
I've got this deck full of just, like, explosive stuff, and I am drawing none of it.
I'm in the same camp. Okay. I need to play something.
right.
Otherwise, I'm going to be discarding to hand size here. I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to run out Reflect Bounder.
Reflect
Yeah, this is a nice
Bounder.
pull. This is a nice pull.
Ooh, that is a nice pull.
Yeah, I'm just going to pass. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to draw for turn. Oh my God. I'm going to go into the main phase 1, and I am going to normal summon my Tsukiyomi.
Ooh.
I'm going to target Reflect Bounder.
Now, you would think that that would work, Robert. In response, I'm going to activate Skill Drain.
Ooh, that is a good card.
It is.
Okay.
It means your Tsukiyomi is vulnerable now.
It does mean that my Tsukiyomi is vulnerable, but it also means so is your Reflect Bounder.
That's true. You already committed your normal summon, though. I'm not too scared.
That's true. What do I want to do in this situation? Skill Drain is a pretty solid card.
Not bad.
Reflect Bounder is not a big card.
I mean, he's sizable. Bigger than your Tsukiyomi.
You're not wrong. Looking at what I got. It's irritating. I have cards that do things. I just don't know what to do with those cards that do things.
Oh, you're just going to pass. We already know.
Sorry, I just realized that I have this like really elaborate plan forming in my head, and it just ends up with me having too many cards in my hand.
That's good. Glad that worked.
So
out.
that's not the move. I've never had to calculate to not discard. I want to do something spicy. I don't know if this is the best move, but it starts plays happening, which I'm excited about. I am going to begin by activating Archfiend's Roar.
Oh, you're going to bring back the Shadow Knight. Okay.
I am going to bring back the Shadow Knight.
Sure.
And I'm going to summon that in attack position.
Has
Now,
appeared.
I know I can just get over Reflect Bounder right now,
That's true.
which seems pretty good. Yeah, that feels like the play. I am going to swing into Reflect Bounder right now.
I'll take the 3.
Okay, and then in the main phase 2, I am going to different dimension gate,
Oh, okay.
banishing Tsukiyomi and this face down monster.
Sure. Oh, I think it might. Does it go face down still?
It probably stays face down.
Oh, okay.
Goat format rulings are weird.
It's fine. Whatever.
And then I am going to...
Different dimension gate again.
That would be a spicy move. But I'm actually going to go to the end phase, and that's going to destroy my Shadow Knight Archfiend, which will trigger my Pandemonium.
Sure.
And I am going to add a Desrook Archfiend to my hand.
Sure.
And it is your go.
All right, we'll draw. Oh, better late than never, I guess. Okay. Well, that did something. Now we're back to battle footballer control here. I guess
We are indeed.
I'll set one, and I'll set one, and
Oh boy.
I'll pass it over to you.
Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn. Oh my god, really?
I hope your hand is just like full of Death Rook Archfiends that aren't doing anything.
I'm gonna set a monster. I'm gonna end my turn.
All right, we'll draw. Oh, interesting. Okay. Main one. Robert, would you mind telling me the defense of Death Rook Archfiend, since I know you have it somewhere?
1,800.
Okay, so he's actually a bit sizable. Pretty respectable. 3 back row. What are the prime back row in this format? Sakuretsu armor, obviously. There is, skill drain, but I already have that up, so that's irrelevant at this point. A few other things that could be concerning. Okay, let's run out Gaga Gigo.
Gaga Gigo is A-okay.
The man himself. And I'm going to flip summon Zolga.
Zolga. Okay. You're gonna push.
I'm going to go to the battle phase.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to send Zolga into Battle Footballer. And on attack declaration, Robert, I have a final attack order.
Ooh, okay.
Battle Footballer is in attack immediately here.
It is in attack immediately.
Now the question is, do you have a Sakuretsu armor for my Zolga?
You definitely have me in a hell of a corner right now, Alex.
Yeah, let's suck with all those Death Rook Archfiends in your hand.
I am actually going to throw out a Sakuretsu armor here.
Sure. So Zolga goes away. Then we'll bring in the Gaga Gigo. Show me the second Sakuretsu armor.
I will take the 850.
Interesting. Okay. Then in second main, I don't think I got much else going on here, so I'll just pass it over.
I'm gonna draw for turn. Oh, well, that makes that whole plan slightly less good. That's okay. That is A-okay. I am not that concerned. I am going to normal summon my Death Rook Archfiend.
Sure.
And I am going to equip your Gaga Gigo with Falling Down.
Are on the falling down, so you will take control of it.
I will. And I am going to, do I want to just really go hard this turn?
Someone has another Archfiend's Roar, it sounds like.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid position. I am going to actually flip summon my battle.
Oh, it was another battle footballer. Okay, okay.
It was indeed. And I'm going to go into the battle phase, and I am going to attack into your face down monster with Gaga Gigo.
Okay, so it's a Death Feral Imp. It gets flipped to attack position. I do get to trigger the flip effect. I guess I will shuffle the Shadow Knight Archfiend back into my deck.
Not a bad choice.
Let's make sure it actually goes into my deck instead of hitting the wrong button. We'll shuffle that away, and then I will take 250 damage from this attack. Oh, actually, that doesn't even happen because skill drain's up. So, excuse me. I need to go mill this Shadow Knight Archfiend. So that was all for nothing. Okay. Anyway, continue.
I was prepared to just let it go through.
Ignore
and then
that.
I am going to, we'll have just another Rope of Life Necro Valley situation.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
I'm going to attack in with Battle Footballer.
All right, so I'll take 1,000.
Yep. And I'm going to end my turn on a pretty decent board.
I'm sorry, you don't attack with the Death Rook Archfiend. Interesting. I'll drop return. We'll go to main one here. Yeah, your board looks pretty good. So you take 800 damage during my standby phase, I believe.
I do take 800.
Okay, that's fine. So obviously I want to go after the Death Rook, but it's a little bit scary knowing that Sakuretsu armor's in the format. You've already gone through one. I have the read that you have Archfiend's Roar set as one of them, but the other could just very easily be a Sakuretsu armor as well. I might be in a position where I have to do something a little bit different. Okay, let's bring out a Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Okie dokie.
Let's go to battle. I'm going to try to hit in.
Okay. If you have the Death Rook in your deck, then you have the Death Rook in your deck.
Unfortunately, if I could use the effect of my Shadow Knight Archfiend to potentially try to negate the Sakuretsu armor if it wasn't for skill drain, but unfortunately
That's
he
true.
will fall. So we'll do that. Main phase 2, I'll set a card, pass it to you.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Main phase 1, I am going to normal summon myself a blindly loyal goblin.
And you got it, buddy.
Okay.
That did not go how I wanted it to whatsoever.
That went very strangely for me, but in my favor.
That game turned around real quick. I was like, I get the final attack orders up. I was feeling pretty good. And then you drop the Desrook into the falling down. And then I started falling down real fucking
Alex,
quick,
you'd
Robert.
think
There's
you
not
of all
much else to
people
say.
would know that Snatch Steal is a pretty good card.
It's pretty good. I mean, even in like the worst ever like printing of Snatch Steal, it's still pretty decent. I'll go first. Good luck, buddy. This isn't too bad. All right, I will start with a T set and pass. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, I am going to normal summon our good friend from last duel. Shadow Knight Archfiend. Wow, I am just like tripping here. And then I am going to activate Pandemonium.
Sure.
Let's go into the battle phase and swing into your face down monster.
Killed my fear from the dark.
Glad to see that out of the way. In the main phase 2, I'm going to set a back row, and it's your go.
We will draw. Go to main 1. It's nice to know you don't have to pay those maintenance costs.
Nice
It's nice to know that I don't have to pay those maintenance costs either.
Dokie.
I will bring out a Shadow Knight Archfiend.
A-okay.
And I will equip my Shadow Knight Archfiend with a Gravity Axe Grarl.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good if you have a Sakuretsu armor, which you probably do. So let's see.
I am going to let it go. There goes 500.
Okay, 500. Second main, I'll set another card, pass it over.
Draw for turn.
Can I just say, thank God Pandemonium's like reciprocal, that neither of us have to pay for this.
Oh, no. Oh, that's actually really bad for me.
Are you going to have a problem dealing with my Shadow Knight Archfiend, Robert?
Oh, man.
He's pretty big. He's pretty big.
He is pretty big. I am going to set a monster and end my turn.
I just realized, actually, you gain 250 life points because Shadow Knight Archfiend only deals half battle damage to you.
All right. I'm used to
that
skill
does
drain
actually matter
being in
quite a
effect.
bit. Yeah, I am used to skill drain being effective. So I'll draw. We'll go to main, and you know what? I guess we just keep pressing here, right? Seems not too bad. Could have a couple things set. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm gonna normal summon a Kelbeck.
Kelbeck. Interesting. Okay.
Let's go to battle. I'm gonna hit in.
Okay, and it is a Gagagigo.
And we'll hit for 15.
I will take 15.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Oh.
This is looking a lot more like my game. Happy to see it.
It is absolutely looking a lot more like your game. Okay, this could be worse. That's actually an okay draw. Oh, this is going to get real weird real quick, Alex.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to start making moves, buddy. I'm going to start off by activating an Archfiend's Roar.
Gonna bring back your Shadow Knight.
We'll bring
Sure.
back my Shadow Knight.
I have a falling down.
I wish, Alex, but I do have a Terror King Archfiend.
Okay, sure.
And I am going to go into the battle phase, and I am going to attack your Kelbeck with my Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Yeah, this is pretty good for you. You actually get the Shadow Knight back to hand. So I'll take 5.
Okay.
And we'll use the effect.
And
so
to
Archfiend
my
goes back
hand
to
he goes, and in the main phase 2, I am going to set a back row and end my turn.
Okay, we will draw. We'll go to the main phase 1 here, and a bit of a weird one. So you have the Shadow Knight back in your hand. Terror King's just chilling on the field. You set another card. A little bit nervous what that could possibly be. I guess I'll just bring out another Shadow Knight of my own.
Dokie.
I'll go to battle. I'm gonna crash these two.
Okay. And I am going to use my Desrook Archfiend's effect from hand to bring back my Terror King.
Oh my god.
I can't believe.
Okay. So, sure. So my Shadow Knight dies. Your Desrook actually gets to trigger.
Does.
And you get the Terror King back. And we are back at
do.
square one. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to Archfiend's Roar here.
Okay.
Swear to God, if you have a second Rook, I'm going to be so livid. Back. Don't you fuck off! Fuck off! Fucking hate it.
Oh my god! My hand was so bad!
Okay. Do you have the third Desrook
But you
Archfiend
already
is
know
the
what I have in
question.
my hand.
Oh, yeah, it's the Shadow Knight. That's right. Okay. So, okay, now here's the real question. Do I think your set card is a Saku?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm like slightly nervous about. If it's Saku, then I lose my guy, and that's not fun. If it's not Saku, how do you out my dude? I guess you could get into falling down, and that would be catastrophic,
I mean,
actually.
I got a Shadow
think.
Knight in hand.
No, I mean, you could draw the
I
falling
know,
down,
I'm just
is
saying,
what I'm saying.
taking out out my Terror King does
Oh, you're
not
saying you
stop
could just
falling
normal
down.
yeah, it doesn't stop the falling down. That okay, fair. I also I know the falling down isn't what's set because you would have just fired that last turn. I don't think you would have cared. Jesus Christ. All right, I'll bite. Show me.
Yeah. All right, I'll take 250.
Okay, wow, I can't believe that actually connected. All right, well, after that, go ahead. I'll
Draw for turn.
Please tell me that's the third Deathstroke Archfiend. I know you have Shadow Knight, so man, that's gonna be one for the fucking highlight reel at the end of the year.
Yup, man. You have no idea how good my hand was if I didn't hard draw 2 Deathstroke Archfiends in a row. Oh,
Right.
That Archfiend's Roar combo would have basically I would have gotten 2 free cards out of that Archfiend's Roar combo because it would have destroyed my Shadow Knight to get me my second Deathstroke,
Yep.
but I drew both of them for turn. Oh my god. Okay, so what's the worst thing that happens here? The worst thing that happens is that
You lose.
that would indeed be the worst thing that could happen here.
You asked what the worst thing that would happen would
You're
be.
not
I'm just laying it
wrong.
out there for you.
That's one of those answers that's true but unhelpful. Okay, the worst thing that happens is that you have a normal summonable, we'll say Archfiend Soldier, and you have a Archfiend's Roar face down. If that happens, I take 1250 plus 1900 is 3150 plus 1000 is 4150. So I don't expect that you can kill me next turn. I have to end my turn.
Wow. He has to pass, really?
Yep. It's not ideal, Alex.
Okay, well, let's see what we can do. We'll draw. You know, I want to get the pressure on, although with Shadow Knight Archfiend, I don't exactly know if that's a thing. How about 2 Shadow Knight Archfiend?
Holy shit. Okay.
It's like one whole Shadow Knight Archfiend hitting you.
It is
you know?
like one whole. It's slightly more annoyingly complicated. than
One and
that.
a half. It's like
I
one
take
and a half.
2250, unless you've got the
2250.
6 skill drain.
That would be, well, I mean, yeah, that would be pretty
Okay.
nice, but no, go
Draw for
ahead.
turn.
I would have fired that off a long time ago if I had skill train.
Okay. Okay, main one. In a normal summon, Shadow Knight Archfiend.
You're going to trade?
I'm going to attempt to trade Show Me the Sakuretsu armor.
Sure.
Okay.
It's fine.
There he goes. And it is your go.
Okay, I will draw. I will normal summon Gaga Gigo.
Yeah, that's rough for me.
We'll hit for 1850 and 1250.
1250.
You are on
Very few
150
life points left.
Jesus Christ,
turn.
go.
Well, that's not nothing. That makes that live. It's normal summon, another Shadow Knight Archfiend.
Sure.
Battle phase will swing into Gaga Gigo.
Take the 150.
Okay. Main phase 2, I will set a back row and end my turn.
It's something. I'll draw. Damn, that's annoying. Okay, so I can attack over the Shadow Knight, and you will take lethal, actually. Okay.
Yep.
This is assuming you don't have a Sakuretsu armor, so I do need to account for that.
Got another equip spell, buddy?
If it is Saku, which I'm assuming it is, I feel like Saku might be the only thing that keeps you in this, unless there's something else I'm not accounting for. Which, to be fair, I didn't account for double Death's Rook fucking Archfiend.
Got
so.
that 5 out of 6 chance of taking out your Shadow Knight.
Yeah, for real.
Watch my next 5 draws be Archfiend's Roar. It's not possible, but anything's possible when you open.
I'm gonna
Okie
pass.
dokie. I'm gonna draw for turn. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. No, that's gotta be too risky.
Considering you're on 150 life, I think breathing is risky at this point.
True. Main one. Gotta get my head in the game. All right. I'm just like staring at the board and blanking out. That's how just this situation is so weird. So you've got a monster. You can swing over Shadow Knight and attack me directly. If I switch Shadow Knight to defense, you literally summon any monster in your deck and I lose. I am going to, it's a weird situation. I am going to set a monster and end my turn.
Draw. Oh, there we go. That's something.
My heart is racing so hard, Alex. Oh, this is such a tight game for me. Can't believe I opened both Deathstroke Archfiend.
Yeah. All right, let's YOLO it. I'm going to normal summon Cyber Raider.
Okie dokie.
That triggers his mandatory effect. I'm going to move the Gravity Axe onto him.
Okie dokie.
Doesn't matter because I have a second Gravity Axe to put on my
Okie
Shadow
dokie.
Knight again. And then I'm going to activate Wicked Breaking Flame Burge Bow.
Wow.
And I'm going to put that on my
That
Cyber
is
Raider.
something, Alex. Wow.
It is something. Gonna hit it.
You know why that's something, Alex? Because
Why?
you just triggered my really eternal rest, asshole!
I played around Saku, get punished by really eternal
Oh
rest.
my god.
There was no way I could play around this. I mean, this was happening no matter what. You had to have it.
And you
had
got
to have
rid of
it.
your
You were dead if
dimension
you
wall
didn't,
for
so.
it, which would have fucked me over so hard.
I don't think it would have. I would have had no monsters here, so
All right.
I'll just pass. Go ahead.
Draw
buddy.
for turn.
You're back in this game. I think you got it. I mean, you're not. I mean, you're on 150 life, so you're not. You
I
don't
don't
got it. Let's be honest. I've got
but
time. I've got time.
I'm in decent shape. I'm gonna flip summon a Ninken dog, and I'm
Sure.
gonna activate Gravity Axe and equip it to my Ninken.
Got one of your own.
And a
Sure.
grand.
Sure.
Your go.
We'll draw.
I don't like that sound.
Oh, that's so lame. Go.
Draw for turn. I'm gonna go to battle phase. Gonna
Sure.
attack in with Ninken dog.
Down to 250, just like that.
And main phase 2, I am going to set this back row. It's your go.
I don't think there's anything I can do at this point. Damn. I would have had a little bit more patience. That would have been a very funny solution. Okay. Well, buddy, you got it.
Wow! Holy!
I'm so mad.
How did I play around that?
Do I get mad at myself for losing to really eternal rest?
What's?
I don't know. You literally, if it was Saku, you lost the game. What was this? Was this anything?
You know what it was, Alex? Fucking
What was it?
incandescent ordeal.
Okay, so this was not. So this was nothing the whole time. I wrote that off as a blank.
You were right.
Because there were so many. If this was Saku, you would have fired it. If it was, if it was like, there, yeah, like I wrote that off. The
Yeah,
whole
you
time.
were right too.
So yeah, so basically, I played into Eternal Rest to win the game to beat Saku. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. I don't know. That's another one for the hybrid wheel, though. Here's why I'm mad. Okay. You heard me. You heard me saying things
Yes.
here. Had I waited, what was this actually? before I did
Oh, this was, as I said, I drew into the Archfiend's Roar.
Okay, that didn't matter. I was still gonna win that one anyway. Okay. Had I waited exactly one turn.
Okay. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, Alex, I was kind of hoping you were going to try and pull something like that because if you activated this card and I used really Eternal Rest and you were left with one monster, I would have basically immediately won the game.
Yeah.
Because
Pretty
you
much.
couldn't summon the Zork. But you got the Zork!
Well-
I'm just ignoring the elephant in the room
Yeah.
here. You got the Zork.
I did. I really wanted to summon this, and this card's a house. Like, this card's insane.
Yeah.
But didn't get to
That's
summon it. So the thing is, I wouldn't have had to summon Cyber Raider to do this. So, like, you could have really Eternal Rested just to kill the Shadow Knight, which you probably would have if you knew Zork
Yeah,
was
that was the
coming, to be
plan.
fair. Yeah. Which, in that case, I wouldn't have used my Wicked Breaking Flameberg or my Gravity Axe. So then if you, like, went this Ninken dog into Gravity Axe, I could have gone... I
There
could
were
have won
probably
there
lines,
at that
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I didn't know I was going to draw Zork. I was just trying to close out the game,
Yeah,
but I guess
definitely.
I got very impatient by doing so and got majorly punished for it. Thank you, really. Eternal Rest. Appreciate
Indeed.
that, buddy.
I knew this card was going to be important. I had no idea
Oh, I
it
was
was
main
going to
decking it
auto
too.
win me that game.
Oh yeah, I main deck 2 of it. This card's insane. It's removal,
is.
and the equip spells in the set are also
Yeah,
crazy. I mean, I don't know
definitely
how many Gravity Axe you were playing. I was
I
playing
was
3.
playing 3.
So-
Yeah, my equip spells were 3 Gravity Axe, 2 Falling Down.
Okay, I had 3 Gravity Axe, the Wicked Breaking Flameberg, and then I also had a Butterfly Dagger Elma that I pulled.
And Alex, in sticking with my theme of getting absolutely busted shit that I never get to use, I pulled a Vampire
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, this card's actually kind of
This
crazy.
card is insane.
Just
Even if it gets hit with a really
Yeah.
Eternal Rest or a Saku, you basically, your opponent one for
Bring it
ones
back.
off a Vampire Lord, and then it comes right
Yep.
back.
I think the only downside is there are a lot of easy ways to hit over it with all the equip spells, but it's like you have to have
Yeah.
it, and then you have to hit through a Sakuretsu or a really Eternal Rest to
Absolutely.
even do that on top of
Yeah,
it.
I was really excited to
so-
bust out this Archfiend strat because there are so many sick synergies in here. Like you saw the Archfiend's Roar Roar into Shadow Knight to summon Terror King, and if the Archfiend's Roar goes off and Pandemonium goes off after that, I get a Desrook, which is a free reuse of my Terror King. The same thing works if I recur a Terror King off of Archfiend's Roar. I can Desrook it back during the end phase, which is super sick. And also...
I also had a Terror King, but I wasn't in on the Archfiends aside from Shadow Knight, and I figured that with Terror King, you need to have an Archfiend out in order to even play it, so I figured that was just never going to come up for me. You were much deeper on the Archfiend stuff,
I was
so,
way deeper. I was just
bad.
like, the synergies in this deck are way too cool not to try and run this. Yeah, there are just so many cool things. Pandemonium is a card way ahead of its time. The ability to recruit off of a field spell is like 2015 shit.
Right. It just sucks that it can't be in battle, too. Like, it has to be from a card effect specifically. But to be fair, Sakuretsu Armor, we have Really Eternal Rest, we have even Archfiend's Roar. You get to trigger it off your own card effect,
got the Butterfly Dagger, too. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not that fantastic. It's the weakest of the equips.
But I figure, like, in instances where... Shadow Knight.
Well, if I had Elma plus this would have literally won me the game against Shadow Knight
definitely.
Here. So, like, I knew that there were instances where Elma could just be relevant, and I figured that's better than another monster that did literally nothing. So I pulled, I actually sided them out, but I pulled 3 Skill Drain. So I just decided to legit play, like, Skill Drain Final Attack order beats. I wasn't playing a single 2K defender in my deck because the plan was to just, like, go in and go hard and just try to make you use your Sakuretsu armors as fast as possible and then just, like, get in with my big guys. And unfortunately, it just kind of bit me in the ass in the first game.
I actually thought you were going to, I basically had the same strat lined up. I had the triple Ojama trio as well in case you were trying to pull some like final countdown bullshit on me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. But just like, I am so glad that the Archfiends showed up this episode. This is such a cool strat that was never good. I even got to summon Terror King Archfiend, which was sick. I'm a little sad I didn't get to use Legendary Flame Lord, who I got 2 of, which another synergy, Desrook Archfiend is half of Legendary Flame Lord.
Sure.
So if I Desrook
Archfiend
falling down and then go Incandescent Oriole, I basically get to use one of your monsters for my incandescent. Anyway, there were so many cool things in this deck, and I'm so glad that at least the Archfiends showed up to party.
Oh, for sure. I also pulled, this was sick. I didn't get to show it off though. I pulled a Guardian.
Oh, that card is such a house.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I need to draw it, but the fact that if you have no cards in hand, you can just bring it out as long as you have a Gravity Axe, like that's so sick. It's a 2,500 just like unconditional. And even if you tribute summon it, like it's still 2,500 attack. Like it's huge.
Guardians are.
So I figured we'd give it a run, but just didn't get to draw it, unfortunately. Good games,
buddy.
I think you definitely earned it. So where I misplayed for certain, when you only had 150 life, I should have just equipped this to either my Gaga Gigo or my Shadow Knight, because I had this set the whole time. This would have just given me the extra damage to kill you. And I actually just forgot about it right after I did that. And then that was when you pulled out your own Shadow Knight, and I'm like, oh, I can't play through Sakuretsu armor now. So yeah, I had the lethal. I just didn't go for it at the time, but you earned it, buddy. The Really Eternal Rest, the Archfiend strat, the double Desrook into Terror King, absolute nonsense. I also pulled a Blast held by a tribute.
I pulled
cool,
2
but
of
I sided
those.
it out because okay. I figured like we weren't really gonna be tribute summoning too much, so I'm like,
I
that's
was
kind of
prepped for the despair from the dark.
If that card resolves, it's like game over. I had Despair from the Dark sided in case you went like Mephist or something. So guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Sealed Showdown. Robert on the 3-win streak now. Congratulations, buddy. Man, I really got to do something about that. But next episode is Invasion of Chaos, and that is going to be a disaster. You're definitely going to want to tune in, but we have to shout the patrons as always. So big shouts to Shout1317, Moto, Sean Olin Jr., and Gayoko, Cameron Smith, Tim00x3, Mike Iron Fang, Pony Starkey and Musa, Michael Dente, Part 2, Dan the Man Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wilds, Draconic Dollywop, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Cole T, Jordan Coons, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, I Want to Suck MBT's Toes, that's a new one, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, David Liu, Rockley325, Lane Rogers, Silent Agent 216, I Side in Gren Maju and Salad, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, John 2Base, Apathy Astro, Brody Eastwood, Dace Sear, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Give Me Speedroider, Give Me Death, MBT's Hard Leg, and TC Gaming. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in Invasion of Chaos.